Yes, in the book of Isaiah, chapter 1, verse 2, in the Old Testament, king of Babylon is mentioned as Lucifer, meaning morning star, or light. Here, the word Lucifer refers to a symbol of pride and fall, not in particular a character with evil characteristics. In this verse, the king of Babylon is described as a person who has fallen for his pride and arrogance. This verse specifically refers to the fall of a person with a high status of power, which can be related to a symbolic image of the king of Babylon. In the past, kings with great powers such as the king of Babylon saw themselves as superior beings than others, and this verse in Isaiah is a symbol of the fall of such a person. The word Lucifer is not specifically referred to in the king of Babylon, but throughout history, it has been used as a symbol of pride and fall and was linked to Satan's personality in the Christian tradition. In fact, this relationship was formed between Lucifer and Satan in Christian culture and in subsequent interpretations. Lucifer's view of humans is mainly different in different religious and mythical texts, and depending on different beliefs, his view of humans also changes. In Christianity and some other texts, Lucifer is known as a creature that is hostile to humans, while in some other narratives his view is more complex. 1. In Christianity, Lucifer, which becomes Satan after falling, becomes an enemy of humans. From the point of view of Christianity, Lucifer wants to divert human beings from the right path and cause sin and corruption. The story of Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden, performed by Satan, Lucifer, is a clear example of this view. He invites human beings to be aware of God and tries to ruin human relationships with God. 2. In mythology and philosophy, in some texts and philosophies, Lucifer is seen as a symbol of knowledge and freedom of will. In these views, Lucifer considers human beings that must be liberated from the strict and restrictive laws of God for their growth and freedom. For example, by John Milton's Lost Paradise, Lucifer is portrayed as a tragic character who refuses to obey and decides to rebel against God. Here, Lucifer sees humans as beings that must have the power to choose and free will. 3. In modern philosophies, in some modern thoughts that view Lucifer as a symbol of freedom and enlightenment, he may consider humans with infinite and capable capabilities for free choices and spiritual development. This view is mostly in a symbolic way that introduces Lucifer as a power-seeking truth and consciousness. Summary: Lucifer's view of humans is mainly divided into two main categories. Enemy and misguidance. In Christianity, Lucifer is known as the enemy of human beings and the cause of misguidance and corruption. Freedom and enlightenment. In some philosophical and literary views, Lucifer is a symbol of freedom, knowledge, and uprising against laws that allow people to grow and choose freely. In Christianity, Lucifer, who turns into Satan, has a troop of angels. These angels, called evil angels or demons, are under the command of Lucifer, and their aim is to mislead human beings and fight against God's will. In the Bible, the number of these angels is not specifically mentioned, but in the book of Isaiah 1:1-4, and the book of Revelation 1:1-4, refers to the uprising of the angels against God and drive them out of paradise. In the book of Revelation, there is a war in the heavens, where Michael, the great angel, and his angels fight with Lucifer and his angels. In this war, Lucifer and his angels failed and thrown from heaven to earth. Most Christian texts do not specify the exact number of these divisions, but the book of Revelation 1:1 refers to a large number of evil angels who have fallen by Lucifer. It is said that Lucifer's tail pulls 1/3 of the stars of the sky and throws it to the ground, which symbolically refers to many collapsed angels. In interpretations and other texts, in some older books and philosophical concepts, these collapsed angels are known as Satan's army, and their numbers are so large that they have no chance against God and his angels. Some traditions say that these angels want to challenge the reign of God on earth. This text is greater than, and there was a war in the sky. Michael and his angels fought the dragon, and the dragon and his angels fought with them, and they did not dominate them, and no place was found in the sky. This battle symbolically reflects Lucifer's uprising against God and his defeat. In various religious texts, especially in the Quran and the Bible, Lucifer, known as Iblis, has spoken to humans and other beings at various times. Here are some examples of these connections. 1. With Adam, in the Quran, Iblis spoke to Adam and asked him to prostrate to him. When Adam and Eve disobeyed the command of God and listened to the devil, this conversation led to the fate of their exile to the earth. 2. With Prophet Ayub, in the Gospel, Satan, Lucifer, talks to God about the loyalty of Prophet Job and says that Ayub is loyal to God only for the blessings that God has given him, and if these blessings are taken, Ayub will curse God. 3. with Prophet Moses pbuh. In some narratives and texts, it is said that Iblis has spoken to Prophet Moses pbuh, and tried to divert him from the path of God. 4. With the prophets and ordinary people, in the Quran and Islamic hadiths, Iblis sometimes speaks to different people through temptation and deception to kill them for sin and deviation from the right path. In various religious texts, Lucifer, or Iblis, is ultimately considered to be a failed fate. In the Quran, the Bible and other religious texts, the end of Lucifer is specifically foreseen and is usually accompanied by severe punishment and consequences. Here are some of the most important predictions about Lucifer. 1. Finally, Lucifer in the Quran. In the Quran, Lucifer, Iblis, was driven out of paradise after rebelling from God and not prostrating to Adam, and promised that he would be tormented in hell until the day of judgment. God tells Iblis in the Quran that he will be among those who will go to hell on the day of judgment and will not come out of there. Verse 1533, Surat al-Isra, except those who believed and did the right things, they will be in paradise. Verse 718, Surat al-Arafah, he said, you will be one of those who will be driven by the day of judgment. Quote, in the Quran, Lucifer is known as the main enemy of human beings whose purpose is to mislead human beings through God, and will eventually go to hell. 2. Finally, Lucifer in the Bible. In the Gospel, Lucifer is eventually similar to the fall and punishment. In Christianity, Lucifer is known as an angel who fell to earth from heaven because of arrogance and rebellion. After his fall, he became the devil, and since then he became the enemy of God and human beings. Finally, in the book of Revelation, i.e., the last Bible, it is finally mentioned by Lucifer, which at the end of the time, he and his followers will be thrown into lake fire, hell. 2010 Revelation, and the devil, who deceived them, was thrown into the lake of fire and sulfur, where they joined the animal and false lies, and will be tormented night and day. 3. Finally, Lucifer in other traditions. In other religious beliefs, Lucifer has finally been described as an eternal fall and punishment. In most of these beliefs, Lucifer, as a creature that is punished by God for sin and rebellion, has a difficult end, and since he is always in the face of good and truth, his ultimate defeat is certain. Conclusion. Finally, in most religious texts, Lucifer is accompanied by eternal punishment in hell. Initially an angelic and luminous creature, he has fallen from God's command because of arrogance and rebellion, and now as an enemy of human beings is trying to divert them from the right path. But in the end, on the day of judgment or the end of the world, he and his followers will be thrown into hell, and his fate is the ultimate defeat.